hard is it to herd a cow? We're in New Zealand to find out.
Let me see, I have a good idea.
They know from cowboys that when the horse rears up,
Yeah,
it's time to run.
true, it's time to run.
It's hard to get one cow to do anything. Can't see the dog
I
anymore.
don't know where the dog is exactly. I think it's in the middle of the horseshoe of the
Okay, so herding cows is hard, and it's not just moving the cows. You gotta breed them, make sure the grass is right, make the milk come out, and they don't even tell you when they're sick. Halter is trying to change all that by being the operating system for a farm, starting with their cowgorithm.
Hey, I'm Jamie and we're here at Halter's test farm in Morrinsville, New Zealand. Halter is a collar system to virtually fence your cows, and when you want to move them to the shed, we can schedule a timer and move them up to your milking shed or control where they go. Traditionally, people would put up tape fences and they would try and move those once a day or twice a day to try and more accurately control how much pasture their animals are getting. What Halter's trying to unlock is allow you to do that many times a day. It means you can more efficiently allocate your grass. If you hit the right amount of grass remaining on the leaf, then the grass will grow faster and you'll grow more grass.
What do you see the future as far as scaling is for Halter?
I mean, we're trying to be on every single cow in the world, right? And getting past cows and being really the operating system for a farm, be that go-to place for every farmer, whether that's crops or cows. And if you look at the arable land mass across the world, there's a huge amount of places we can grow food. Trying to do that more efficiently is the only real way we're going to support the population. Like the mission to try and feed 40 billion mouths in the world, Halter's really, I think, been able to leverage a lot of small businesses that are single operators, unlocking their lifestyle to spend more time with their family or spend more time with their business rather than just putting cups on and milking cows.
Can you tap into the cow's vision and see what they see?
I mean, that'd be the dream, right? But we've got hundreds of thousands of cows now, so you haven't got the screens for watching them all.
Compound eyes.
Yeah. Testing our cowgorithm, our core algorithm of how we control the cows and try and work out how to steer the cows quickly. When we first started training cows, it was taking months of people sitting on the side of fences and pushing cows around by hand, and now we can train cows within a day or two.
You build fight-in robots yourself.
Yes.
How does that overlap with what you do here at Halter?
I've just recently started building a multi-brain. The Halter collar has to be ridiculously reliable, right? We need to make this thing indestructible so we can have hundreds of thousands on animals. And so my theory was if we can design that, I can design a multi-brain, which is basically an impossible task to try and make a multi-brain reliable. We'll see how I go.
Come over here. No. Really nonplussed.
It's hard, it's still really hard to make them do a single.
Oh,
no! Good recovery, good recovery.
Hello.
Hi,
I'm Sam.
I'm Rose. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Rose. So what exactly does this do?
Virtual fencing, we can virtually shift and collect data on the cow's health and behaviour.
And are these screens or what are?
These here are solar panels, so this is how the collar stays charged and it has the battery to do the things that it needs to do to operate.
And it's a one-size-fits-all sort of thing?
Yeah, so usually it has a counterweight at the bottom, so it'll go around the cow's neck. There'll be a counterweight that clips onto these straps here, and then it will hold it centered on the cow's neck.
And is the counterweight also a belt?
No, it is not.
And then how does it actually move the cows?
Cows are very intelligent animals, so they learn to understand things quite quickly. The different cues that our collars deliver are a sound cue and a vibration as primary cues, and then we also have a reinforcement pulse. So the sound cue is what we use to guide the cows directionally and point them in the right direction of where they need to go. And the vibration works as a forward-moving cue, incentivizing the cows or letting them know that it's time to move forward. So if they're facing the right way and they get a light vibration on the back of their neck, they know, sweet, I need to keep moving forward.
And every time it influences the cow or tells them to go somewhere, that is stored somewhere as well?
Yep, every time that a cue is delivered, it is stored in our system and in the data as an event so that we can keep track of every single time that a cow receives a cue and everything that happens on the collar. And then we can also watch replays and see the GPS locations and how cows have reacted.
Can you tap into an individual cow and steer it?
Generally, when a cow is assigned to a mob, so a group of cows, we can send different commands to one mob, but depending on every individual cow's behaviour, they will get different cues. It doesn't all happen synchronised all at the same time.
And the sounds that these play, how did you figure out what sounds would be most effective? Do you play music for these cows?
We have found that the ramping pattern of our sound cue, so it starts as like a beep, 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 and the longer that the cow is not facing in the right direction, it will ramp up in a specific pattern. And that's how we keep the cues controllable and predictable, and that's the way that we've found cows best learn what the cue is trying to tell them.
Rose, what sort of materials go into these collars?
On these straps here, we use nylon. On the archway and the base of this, it's TPU, and in here, lipo.
It's practically a fighting robot.
Sorry, was that cut?
Oh no, that's making the cut.
I thought I did a good job.
You did great. You cut all three. All right.
So
Just
usually
do
it
my
would,
counterweight.
yeah, it would sit around your neck, and you'd have the counterweight down here, which would keep it centered on the cow's neck so that it doesn't twist to the side.
Did you come from farming or did you come from tech?
I have quite a farming-based background, which is cool. So I think it helps being able to understand what farmers are going through and the things that they face on a day-to-day basis, and then using that to make it work with the product, and how do we solve these problems and these pain points that farmers are facing every single day. And I think when we do create new things, new features, and just seeing how much our product influences their lives, it is so rewarding, and it's very special.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, here we go.
You figured it out.
We're doing it. This is now,
And which paddock do you need them in?
yeah, I got you. I can bring them wherever you need.
Come on, Benji. Let's go, buddy. Okay, just go. All right, Benji.
Sam, do you want to shake?
No.
Come on, Sam, shake his hands. Shake his hand, Sam.
I think. Do you wanna lay down, Benji? Lay down for me?
It wants to shake your
No,
hand.
you're disgusting.
Shake his hand.
So Halter is built by farmers for farmers, and they want to be the operating system for farms using their cowgorithm, crops, pasture management, even animal health, because cows can't tell you they're sick, right? Brrr, I've got bovine viral diarrhea. Engineering, solving real-world problems, and keeping it all working in brutal conditions. It's the same thing you need in building and fighting robots. And while Jamie was explaining how they do that, we got to meet the founder, Craig's dad, a salt-of-the-earth Kiwi farmer.
What is your biggest struggle?
Making sure if we have a natural disaster, we've had a bunch of particularly bad storms in the last few years, all your towers will get taken out. The internet will go down, the cellular towers are down, trying to make the system reliable so that the farmers can still continue to do what they need to do. The animals are safe.
So this tower over here is the way that you talk to the cows?
That's right. The collars will check into the tower every minute, and then we'll forward off all that information over the internet to the back end.
And is it just running straight off the solar panel?
Yep, run for days with no sun and survive all through winter. And we just pick up cellular wherever you've got cellular coverage. And if you don't have cellular coverage where we need the towers, we can mesh from one tower to the other. So we have a central tower which has your internet, and then we can mesh from there to the others.
So you can essentially like have a super large ranch really rurally, and as long as you have one place that's near a town, you'll be fine.
Totally. And if we need to, we can always find mains power, throw a Starlink on a roof somewhere, and build it out that way as well. If you can graze more effectively, your grass will grow faster, and you can effectively make more milk in the vat. We've found pasture utilisation in the beef market is a whole lot worse, and so it's a whole lot more appealing to do Halter. It's a lot harder to farm on steeper terrain, and putting up virtual fencing is traditionally quite difficult and expensive. This is Craig's dad,
Oh, no way.
farm owner.
See ya. How's it going?
Sam was just admiring your bike.
Well, the burnt out one?
Yeah.
No, that actually fell on an electric fence, so that's trouble.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that explains the fire.
We'll solve that.
Yeah.
This is yours.
Yeah, considered a small farm nowadays, dairy farm for New Zealand.
Is it generational?
Nah, I wasn't born into it. Just worked hard, saved up. Yeah, just like buying a house in town, but a bit bigger, you know.
It seems like you guys have a little bit of everything nature-wise.
Yeah, well, the dairy cattle are normally on the easier country because they got to do all the walking, and then the beef and dry stock are on a bit more of a rolling hilly stuff.
Get
and
those
the
muscles built
yeah.
up.
And sheep generally on the steeper stuff again, you know.
Yeah.
This is the palm kernel silo for in-shed feed, so use that for a bit of supplement.
Is that imported palm kernel?
Yeah, it means you can balance your pasture throughout the year, right? So you grow lots of grass in the spring and lots of grass in the autumn. In the middle, you need to try and balance things out.
All right, so are the cows coming?
They'll come in through this holding pen here,
Uh-huh.
which is actually fed off the water system, and it'll push them in slowly.
Yeah.
And then they'll come in here, and they'll push through here, right at the front,
Butt side here,
and they'll go
and
yeah.
nibble away.
nibble on there,
And then you have farm hands
Put-
down here?
Yeah, you'll have your one person running milking typically for the size shed, and they'll sucking all the milk out and off into a vat out the front with chillers and whatnot to cool it down.
There's a lot involved in getting it right on a farm.
There is. You're also running a business, right? So you need to like work out where your feed's going to come from, how you're going to balance that.
And all your inputs are constantly in flux as far as the
That's right.
costs?
It's basically an engineering industrial process, right? Of like you can optimize everything, but do you have the time to do all that optimization as well as coming here and putting the cups on?
And so as Halter expands to be beyond cattle, to be the everything for farmers, you're just trying to buy them time at every chance you can get.
That's right.
That makes sense.
So if we can build systems and platforms for people to manage their pasture, then we can do the same thing for crops and other systems like that, right?
And I can try this?
Yeah, go for it. To be honest, I haven't tried it, so you'll be the first.
It's a little it's kind of like
Got a kick?
Weetabix.
Yeah. Just crushed up Weet-Bix.
I don't recommend it.
Commitment.